someone's going through something, and this thing called anxiety comes over. It's that thing where you're not present right now. You're just thinking of all of the things that could be happening and going wrong. Is there one bit of practice that you do to just come back and go, like you say, we'll deal with it?
It's a great question. And it's a question I think I know my answer to. And I'm teaching mainly my eldest daughter at the moment, who can get a bit sort of, she's learning to drive at the minute, and she's great, but she gets, that parallel parking, and she gets into a sort of spot, and my son can get a bit angry at times, and my little girl she's the vibrant nutcase, and she's always keeping us on our toes. But yeah, I think it's a difficult one. I think what I've learned is to just stay still and breathe. And it's hard in life. Life is so fast. Life is, you've got to rush here. You're going to be late for this. You're going to be allowed that. Just breathe and take a moment. I think that is the best bit of advice I can say. I could follow it with control what you can control and not what you can't, or learn the difference between them. It's the serenity prayer, isn't it? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I think that's really important. I think it's like with my cancer, I couldn't do anything about it. I mean, I suppose I could have lived a better life up to it, maybe, who knows? I mean, I had genetic testing afterwards. Thankfully, there's nothing in there to worry the kids. So it happened, right? And I don't blame anything for it. But it was, I'm sure, stress, environment, factors, life, whatever. So I could live in regrets. No, I could have done that different. I don't live like that. I live in today. We've all made mistakes in the past. We've all got things wrong. We can all apologize to them until we're blue in the face. But ultimately, you can only live in the moment, and your history has made you to what you are now. So I would say in those moments of anxiety, of pressure, of bad news, of difficult stuff, is just to, and okay, you can't do it in every way. If you get a sudden shocking call or something, you're going to react. You're going to be angry, devastated, whatever. Of course, it's a natural human emotion. But I think maybe just to hold yourself and breathe and try and rationally take some time to process what's just sort of happened. I think that's probably the best bit of advice. Breathe, keep yourself grounded, keep yourself calm. I think if I've got a stressful situation on commentary and there's suddenly something changing, whatever, you can deal with it like that, but you're better dealing it with if you just take a little breath. Just ground yourself. Sort of go again. I think you'll be better for that. It's hard. So breathing techniques, bit of meditation, bit of time on your own. I love walking now. I love fresh air. I used to go to the gym relentlessly, sort of every 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd be there on that exercise bike, on my phone, trying to multitask. Don't do any of that anymore. Yes, I'm on my phone. Yes, I've got pressures and stress of life, but I walk everywhere. If I can, I live in Acton. If I can walk to Chiswick, which is a 10-minute car journey, it's a half an hour walk, an hour walk there and back. Walk. I mean, by the time you're parked and all that, I mean, I couldn't walk here today. It was a bit far, but you get my meaning. I love walking because I never used to look at trees and flowers, and I think, what? I'm far too busy for that, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of therapeutic. It's good for mental health. It's I breathe. I just sort of, I love walking around. I love seeing things. I'm walking around London much more. I took it for granted. I think, and okay, sometimes you're in a rush somewhere and you can't do it, but I think if you just have a different attitude and you're willing to change, I make mistakes. I behave badly at times. We all do. We all do things we shouldn't do. None of us can be a perfect human being. I'm far from it, but I guess I've learned things. I've learned how to be a better version of me by just sort of adapting to what is out there and calming myself down and just, We're a bit yin and yang, my wife and I, with parenting, because she does so much more and she's so much more in there, but she tends to get a bit too close, I think. And sometimes I'm the one that comes in and says, just, it's easy for you to say. Yeah, I know, but because I don't maybe do as much, but I try and calm the kids down. I try and tell them, come to me about anything. I'll never judge them on anything. I just won't. I try not to judge people. And it's really hard because you do. People naturally judge people, and I try not to. I know people judge me, whatever. That's their business. My business is I try not to. I think it's healthier not to. I think it's healthier to accept people for who they are, to look for the good in people, because there's good in all of us. I think everybody's got talent. I think it's about determination, passion, dedication. But yeah, I think the one bit of advice I'd say is about resilience. And I think resilience comes from maybe you don't learn resilience. Maybe you just have to do it. But resilience is so important. And I think being calm and grounding yourself when things are troubling is good. Peaceful.
Sounds like a lot of appreciation as well. It's like with the way you say, I'm just walking around the trees, the flowers. It's just like you're appreciating every single moment.
I'm a guy that likes excitement in life. So saying you're looking at flowers and trees might not be everyone's idea of sort of jumping out of planes or roller coasters or whatever. And I'm not saying I'm an adrenaline junkie. I'm far from that. I wouldn't do that either. But I love excitement in every day. I love fun. I love doing things. I love things that are happening, and unpredictable stuff. And I love all that. I love it when I've got 3 different kids. One is a bit cookie. My daughters are very like half of me, really. And my eldest one is very kind and gentle, but she's a little bit sort of different. She's got a few learning issues. She's got dyslexia and dyspraxia and dyscalculia and hypermobility. And I think I've got all of those, but just probably not diagnosed. I'm sure I've got ADHD and I see a lot of that through my daughter, but that kindness I see in her, I love. And I look at my son, and he's very academic, and he's flying high at school, and he's very committed. He'll work before he won't be told. You have to tell him to do his homework. He's doing it before you've even told him. But he struggles in other ways. He's not quite as social. He's not quite as comfortable in other situations. He's got to work on that. And then I've got the 13-year-old turning 14, she's just an extraordinary young girl. She's vibrant. I've got 2, Sean, that ran to school, and one that doesn't really care. And although she'll do it. She goes to see her mates. She goes to get through school. And what's happening now? Are we going to do volleyball? Are we going to do, I'm going to play the piano today. I want to go to Oxford University. Next one, I want to be a pole dancer. Next one, I want to be an actress. She's full of this sort of slight madness, but I love it. And I'm drawn to that. So, it's great having these different, I love my son. We chat football, and really good, and my wife is much more sort of organized and controlled. She runs the house brilliantly, and I'm lucky with that, with my sort of darting around the country. And so I appreciate all of them and what they bring, and I really appreciate my kids. I used to sit there, you learn a lot, Sean. I used to sit there thinking the 3 of them have got to go to the same school, they've got to be treated the same, we've got to do exactly the same for them. What nonsense. They're 3 totally different characters. One of them wasn't at the right school. She then got to one that was. We sort of pushed her towards drama, and then she found criminology, and she's like, I don't want to do drama, I want to do criminology. I'm like, really? But what about drama? I'm like, Adam, stop it. Don't push. Let them roll. She's rolling, and she wants to. She's in criminology. She's about to go to Asia on a gap year. She's great. She's flying. My son wants to make a lot of money. Great. Good luck to him. Maybe you should go and work with Eddie. I don't know, but he's flying, and he's great. And my little girl, who knows what she's going to be? She could be in Hollywood. She could be in jail. I don't know what's going to happen to that one. I hope I live long enough to find out, because she's a right character. And look, they keep us on our toes. And I think what my cancer has taught me is to appreciate that time with them, to appreciate the time I have around boxing. I think I used to take it for granted, being at ringside, being everywhere, being, whether it's this fight or that fight. Oh, of course I'm going to that fight. Now, I can't wait. I can't wait to get to the next one. And I don't care whether it's area level, English level, world title level. I just want to be around the sport I love and watch the fighters I love. And I'm honestly grateful to Eddie, to Frank, to everyone, Ben, to everyone that supported me. And I think, in a way, Sean, because I tried to be nice, I guess. Yes, the ego. Yes, you make mistakes. Yes, I did some